Okay, so how the heck does this blaster actually work? Well, let's take two screws, load up, I'll get into what they do. And let's talk about what you get.
Hey, sorry about that. I forgot to turn my own microphone on, and I feel like we're a little loud on the music. So how's that? Like I was just saying, the UMBC HvZ is just over 2 weeks away, so I really need to start getting my blasters put together so I can at least have a little bit of drill time in before stuff happens. I'm a little low energy today, but hopefully that'll turn around. I am recovering from a concussion, so if I end up putting on sunglasses, that's why. But we've got the Lynx fully printed out, and I did some work on the Strifle off stream, so hopefully we'll get the Lynx built, and then we can work on the Strifle some too. So I think I'm just gonna get jumped into it. I've got the instructions for the Lynx showing for y'all right there. Yeah. Hold on. This thing in my ear. Multitasking. Okay. There's a lot of these pieces I don't need to have in front of me right this second. So I'll start like this. I'm gonna use the original Orion Blaster's instructions, so that'll be just fine. I just don't have the... Sorry, just making sure nothing important's going on. I don't have the audio turned on the instructions, so we will see how far I can get all of that. Where did I put the catch? I feel like I just had the catch in my hand. I know that's one of the places this starts. I've got the parts kit from Out of Darts. I did get them to print me plunger head and a turnaround just because I know I don't have the prints fully dialed for these specific parts, and so I thought just a little bit more detail in those prints would be helpful. So yeah, let me, as a note, oh, it's around here somewhere. I do love Out of Darts' packaging setup with the brown paper. That's rather nice and satisfying to unwrap. I did get the, I think it's K31, which is the lightest rated spring Out of Darts had on option for their kit, mostly because this is firstly going to be used as an HvZ blaster, so with that, okay, let's more fat O-rings, threaded rod, try not to liquids together. Plunger rod. Also, let me know what you think about the music for tonight's stream. Picked a different playlist. It's a little more techno-y, and you shall see how it goes. Trying to think. Oh, I've got pliers somewhere. Should really get better. Remember, we want just a little bit of resistance. That's too much in our turnaround. As a note, I don't have my stock printed right now. I wanted to. There's a theme to this build, as you can tell. It's not my normal color scheme. It is kind of a themed build. Hold on. Guy's not tightening the direction we want him to. Hey, thanks Kimmer for stopping by. I'll be here for a while, so you can probably stop back on later if you get your shit done. Ugh. Especially see if I can just make this go this way, since that one wants to be the one that's sticking. Sure, I was not warm in my apartment until I turned on the stream, so I have to take the sweatshirt off. Wow, I am just distractible tonight. So, yeah. So the thing is, we need both. I'm a little messed up already. We need both sets of these locking nuts to link in. I got that O-ring on there too tight, so I actually do need to back this one out. Needle-nose pliers aren't probably the best option for this, but it's what I've got on hand right now, so it is what we are working with. Alright, let's try this again. Put that one in. This for the turn. It's happening again. What the hell is wrong with this? This is already not working well for me. Strange. Hold on. Real life demands attention. cool. This is a very interesting place to be having problems. I wonder if it's a... No, it's just that this nut on this end of this... Okay, so this wants to be the looser. What? Just hold on to this nubbin of threaded rod so I can just tighten this nut. Maybe a little. Yes, that worked. Still too tight. Really strange. It's a little too tight. Yes. Back off that end. Alright, I'll take that fit for now. It'll be okay. Well, obviously I've got a good portion of the ender saves the day. Modifications to the Lynx going on this. I've got one of the cool shrouds and the extended magwell. The one Lynx I've had the pleasure of building before now. The guy who commissioned it wanted the extended magwell, and I found it very, very nice for reloading, so I thought I would go with the same spec on my own. And if I don't like it, I can always print the other one, the standard one. Okay. And I don't know if, hold on, is my phone off screen? It is not off screen there. Cool. Where am I? I am on the pusher section. So this kind of goes together in sub-assemblies. Rod. My pusher piece. Let's remember. Is the coarse thread ones or the fine thread ones? Hold on, I need to pause the music so I can hear what he's saying. Stand by. Coarse thread. Screw. Where's my screwdriver? There's my screwdriver. So again, shimmer seal. This is actually one of the spots that makes the link really easy to tune. Is the fact that this breech right here with your pusher, you can adjust the seal pretty easily and how tight your O-ring seal. So I will definitely be playing with this post-stream to make sure that I'm hitting right under that 120 mark. That should be good. It's these two machine screws. Guess I can just check if these are tapped. Holes. Yes, cool, wonderful. Alright, back to the music. So yep, just building the Lynx. Not too much crazy going on here. Would it be interesting? Anyone in chat who can guess? I'll try not to say it in the stream, but if anyone can guess the theme for this blaster, because it's not my normal color scheme. Kind of came about of me looking for what filament do I have in the box that's I'm not using right now, or that I just have a lot of in the case of the green. And is there a cool kind of color scheme that I could pull for this blaster that would be kind of fitting? And I think it is, but yeah. Okay. So your grip portion. This is where those coarse thread screws come in. Which I know I said this the last time I built a Lynx. This is maybe my favorite grip to ever be designed for a Nerf blaster. It is so freaking comfortable for my hand. I don't know if I said that, because I think I built that one on stream. On a stream. I also did a review of it. If I remember, I'll throw a link to that, to my original Lynx review. Pinned comment or description or something of the VOD. Don't really care to go do that now. Would rather build this blaster. Aha, it's the last part of this, well, next to last part of this blaster. Yeah, I gotta do a little bit of post processing. Is anyone here? Yeah, there's a couple people here. It's still early in the night. I'm sure the second I break out the actually interesting build, people will show up. But yeah, just loosening up the pivot for the sear. Probably have to touch up the trigger as well, just so it will ride on these pins nicely. I'm just getting a little bit of ironing squish and a little bit of first layer squish on this part. Just gotta clean that up. Can see where there's a little bit of slouch or something in this print, so this might be a piece I'm gonna need to reprint, but that's not the end of the world. Just seeing a slight bit of angle on this locking shoulder here. It's not quite perpendicular to the rest of the piece, so I don't know, lots of things in the printing process could have caused that, but there we go. Starting to spin rather smoothly, not super freely, but I know these things tend to work themselves in pretty nicely. Oh, the trigger's tight though. Both sides, or just that? There's that downside really. I'm low energy, I might have to make some tea. There we go. Very intense music. It's not actually helping me stay awake. Wow. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna do what he suggests. I'm gonna break out my drill to clean those up, so I'll be back. Turn you off in the meantime. Dropping stuff. I'm lucky. Stay. So, excuse the loud drilling noises for a second. How do I do guess-wise? Yeah, it's just about spot on. Let's go. Remember, kids. Measure once, cut twice. Yeah. Or measure once, cut once if you're got skills. If you're absolutely legendary like myself. That one's a little tight. So, I can't remember the order of operations on the actual install on this trigger. I mean, I'm gonna take the opportunity to just give these while I've got the power tool out, you know. There we go. Alright, yeah. Clean it up with a drill. Trigger. And spring, probably. Spring. Nice. Trigger spring. Oh, that's so nice. Oh man, that trigger pull is so nice. Okay, so handguard trigger guard combo. Which I don't know if I want to leave red. I can always reprint if I want it gray. I'm gonna stray from the instructions for a second. Got a feeling it's gonna be easier if I only have to deal with one connection for the handguard for a second. There it goes. That. Oh wait, that should be fine. Idiot. Yeah, I think this handguard is also from that print with the sear and this trigger, but this trigger looks clean. It's just a little slumped. There it goes. There it goes. Just had to get in there. Put this back on. I remember this grip package was one of the things that made me fall in love with this blaster when I built that first one. Though I'm not usually a fan of bullpups, but just the feel of this trigger and the grip was so nice to my hand. I'm dealing with the bullpup. I can train around it. But I don't actually know if anyone's made literally just a not bullpup Lynx, which is such a, like, the whole point of the Lynx and the Lynx system is that it can be a bullpup. But, like, basically if you can take this and the catch mechanism and how smoothly that all works and make it not bullpup, you have, like, my perfect Springer. Alright, that feels nice and smooth. Our next thing is putting in those thumb screws. I'm gonna, oh wait, because they've got, do they have nuts? They do have nuts. Guess I'll do that. Could not remember. Catch. Stay. Hey Kelly, how you doing? Not much, just building my Lynx, which will be my Springer, so I guess it'll be my first pro. Hey builder, how you doing? Everybody's hopping on now. Sorry y'all, I know I think I said this last time, but YouTube's doing weird things where I've got to route through both the YouTube Studio and OBS for some reason, so my latency's terrible, but hey, we're here. Yeah, so we're building my Lynx, which will be well, I guess my initial primary, and then just kind of my Springer primary for the UMBC HvZ, and probably for most Nerfy things going forward. I got to build one on commission 2 or 3 summers ago. There's a video on the channel you can go back and find. And kind of the bummer was that guy basically commissioned the Lynx I would have. Yeah, so this should be the end of the Lynx work. Should be the last one, well, at least for this build. With the one exception that I do not have the stock plate printed, but that's because Fusion is being a pain in my buttholes right now. But yeah, so when I did yeah, I've heard that a little bit. I'm hoping they like the red Target waffle heads, but here's hoping. But sorry y'all, I'm apparently tired today and I keep losing my train of thought. Yeah, great for competitive. I'm hoping I can get it reliable enough on a light spring. You know, it's a very tunable platform, but I've kind of got a challenge running for, I guess, the 5 of you that are here right now. This blaster does have a theme, and the thing that gives away the theme is on the butt plate. Again, Fusion being a pain in my buttholes right now. So I kind of put the challenge forward of, can you guess what the theme for the blaster is? Just based off the color scheme, because it is not my normal color scheme at all. Just bring a fresh set of those ruby darts from Target every time I play. I mean, I've heard they're really good. I haven't gotten to play with them yet. I've heard they're much more reliable in half-dart flywheelers. They are the UNSC colors, but they're not. It's not a UNSC build. Right. The red is kind of the giveaway, and well, okay. Here's the barrel shroud, if that helps at all. While I let my instructions catch up. Which, man, I love eSun's filament, but their silk filament's absolutely annoying to clean up. Does not print clean at all. but it's really nice and shiny, so we are trying to use up the spool. Okay, now, okay, again, the Lynx and the sub-assemblies. Priming. Ooh. Oh, hold on. I heard him say lock washers and then not which set of screws he's actually using for this. Grabbing the ones with the lock washers for the pump grip. Good to know. Okay, back to it. That's not the right bar. There it is. And yeah. Yes, no, it is not an Iron Man build. Though I did think about it, but I didn't. I had less than half a spool of red, so I couldn't just go full red and gold. Did think about it though. Feels like I'm cross-threading this screw. It is from a sci-fi series. But which sci-fi series is the question? Anything else going in chat besides Kelly trying to guess my scheme? What's it right now? I don't know. I've got high hopes for the blaster. Again, the kind of grip trigger pack and how light the prime is. Oh my gosh. The prime on this blaster can be so freaking light even with a heavy spring. Is if it wasn't a bullpup, if it was a standard loadout or standard layout blaster, I would have built one a long time ago myself. What is with this back insert not liking screws? Strange. Seems like one of my threaded inserts is just a little off. Got a lemon, which is fine because I don't really mind cranking these screws down. It is not going anywhere, well, until the printed part breaks, but then I can always break out the impact driver and decrank it and replace the insert if I need to. This case, which... Where did I put them? Oh no. Alright, I I've dropped at least something on the ground. I'll be right back. Oh, it's... They knocked that off, but I was looking for it. It's right in front of me. Per normal. Per norm. Alright. Trying to remember what this takes.
Okay, so next we are going to
Did spring for the reinforced catch because there's no reason not to. It's only an extra $1 or $2. It gives you a lot of extra strength. Oh, come on, buddy. Not picking you up enough. If you weren't in... Ooh, 40k Dark Angels, no. But, no, but yes, this is a very Dark Angels color scheme. I actually do not play Space Marines, and I'm not a huge Space Marine fan in general. But no, that's a good guess though. I think he's on a mission to figure out where the hell this scheme comes from. Where are you getting hung up? Oh, corner. I will say, yeah, see, I don't like Chaos armies either, and I do have, my main army is an Imperium army, because, well, I have a decapitated Trajan Valoris who's half painted. I need to finish painting him. There it goes. It's tight fit though. Actually went Tau. Yeah, Tau's a cool army. I wish... It seems like they're always so swingy though in the meta. They're either ridiculously good and on theme or ridiculously bad and kind of on theme. So it's kind of wild. It's almost like melee combat's not actually an effective form of warfare, and so when you have a genuinely effective ranged force, it will win 100% of the time. But that's not very 40k. Says the guy with 2 melee armies. Yeah, they were also a lot more interesting when they were just like the good ones, and then like it got their lore got that just little bit of like weird brain control detail that is like, yeah, it's cool and like, yay, fleshing out lore, but it's like you were more interesting when you were just like the good guy underdogs that weren't being brain controlled by a subspecies. Oh, this is gonna be a pain. So I think I printed this with supports. Yep. This face down, and there's just a little bit of support material left down in these crevices. I really don't want to have to reprint this part. I need more light. Yep, that's exactly what that is. Some tweezers. Sticky. Oh, stand by, real life. Real life things. Back to the nerdy shit. Tao's fine. I wish. Sometimes I wish guard. Well, I guess guard plays pretty good right now. I just don't have a guard army. See, that's just off enough that I don't want to make that squeeze. This was like, I printed all this off kind of last week and decided to get warm down here in South Carolina again out of the blue. And so all my support material settings decided to be extra sticky. So sometimes they're fine and sometimes they're not. Need tweezers. I'm gonna be so disappointed in myself when the reveal is not obvious. In fact, I think in the latest bit of content around this theme, I don't even know if this color scheme was used. Hey, and there's a battery charged for us to make sure the strife parts still work. Man. What's wrong with this? I just have a different spec? This piece? Honestly, I might just put a cliff note down and see if I can keep moving forward with this. If not, we'll just put it together without the catch working and we'll have to test it another day because like I said, I do need to really make progress on this rifle. So, yeah, I can make this work. It'll be sketchy, it won't be very strong for tonight, but I can reprint this part, have it done by tomorrow. But this allows us to maybe at least get the beginnings of some FIPS numbers. I'm gonna be really surprised if someone can guess the theme of this blaster. I did not know it off the top of my, well, obviously I had the thought of, isn't there green in that color scheme? Isn't their logo cool? And maybe I could use a little gold. I will say, if it's a hint, I was kind of bummed when I saw that their accent color was red. Because for some reason, for me, red and green is always just Christmas, regardless of the actual context. So, but, you know, like I said, I had some red, and red's kind of my main color, usually. So this catch might explode under pressure because of that extra gaposis we have. Just printed it, probably thinking I was incredibly smart in the inverse to the expected printing orientation. Hey, this is our last sub-assembly. Oh, come on. Go to your home. I know you want to. Yeah. I could give y'all more hints, but I don't wanna. So it seems like my plunger guide's not being retained, which again could be because of our jankiness. Worst case, I can just put it down. Glue with the final. Well, it's working. I'm gonna reprint that part. Well, let's at least put the thing together. And then we can feel good and we can work on the strife wall a little bit. Should be toolless from here on in, so let's see. primary rods gonna come push pins to the back. There we go. There we go. Pusher. Right. Slightest dab of grease on this O-ring. Putting grease on O-rings gives me the heebie-jeebies. Heebiest or jeebies. Forgot to put on the mag well, that would have been bad. Spacer. O-ring all my things. One, ring two. Oh, messed this up. Dark guide goes in for that. Come on, get in your home. Don't be like this. See, there you go. Aren't you so happy right there? I'm not gonna heavily grease these O-rings because I don't really want the tightest seal in the world at this current moment. Because again, looking for low fips. Though I do know that will make this guy more dart picky. So we're just gonna see how it goes. We'll go from there, right? Where is my plunger tube? Oh, I have one. Yes. Into paper. It wouldn't get dirty. So I'm sure this is a wonderful camera angle of the blaster standing on end, but I don't have a butt cap, so this is keeping everything, it's keeping the pusher in orientation at the current moment. because I did not do a great job cleaning this guy up either. Wow. Guess what happens when you have a concussion? You just run the printer, you don't really take your time to clean them up. Which, hey, I am not experiencing any headache due to the bright lights or sitting in front of my computer. Hooray for recovery! Oh, I don't know if I said that since people hopped on. I've had a concussion for the past week. And, you know, still do, but am well on my way to being fully recovered. So, you know, just life things. I don't know what it is about Lynx, but every time I print a Lynx, the main receiver portion I have to print twice, because right about here, my printer just throws a layer shift in, and I cannot for the life of me tell you why. And I never have to change my settings. I just slice it again, run it again, and it's perfectly fine. Once again, like last time. What printer do I use? I've got a old, I guess it's old now, an Ender 3 Pro. Only printer I've ever had, only printer I've ever needed. Runs just fine. You know, minor upgrades over the years, but definitely gets the job done. Frankly, I haven't paid attention recently to even be able to talk to you much about current 3D printing meta. I should get back into it. Trying to tune up my settings again. I will say, I still wish Prusa Slicer had tree supports. I love their paint on supports. They're so easy to use. And usually they're really easy to disconnect and all. But I miss Cura tree supports, and that's why I still have Cura downloaded. And, you know, mostly up to date with settings, because every now and then there's just a part or a model or something I want to print that's just like, you really want tree supports, don't you? It seems like this print just got a little extra squishy at the bottom, so it's taken just a little bit of fine tuning to get the fit. But this guy might have, but man, that might be a bit of support material stuck to this. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Stuck to the side of the print. That's odd. There it goes. Shout out to Ryobi for awesome X-Acto knife design. Nice tight fit. There we go. Maybe, just maybe. Should have tested the plunger tube bit. Oh. As a non-Windows user, I love Bruiser Slicers. Yes, I am not a Windows user either. I only have my MacBook Pro. And yeah, Bruiser Slicer runs just fine. The fact that a lot of things are cross-platform now are very nice. There we go. There it goes. There we go. Yeah. See, I am a tall boy. I could not do a standard length Lynx. So we have, again, working with the lengths of Lynx or whatever, extended stock plates for this build. But again, not tonight because reasons. Alright. Alright, this O-ring, of course, I'm going to grease up. Good. I think this is slug goo or whatever, slug slime. I think is what Alterations ships with their hardware kits. I don't know, the couple Alterations hardware kits, Springer kits, I've had the pleasure of building have both come with that little dropper bottle, and it is beautiful, beautiful stuff. And our light HvZ spring, just drop in there. Our slightly janky, apparently quite janky, rather janky, I guess. Catch, block. This is sketchy. I don't like having this spring guide be loose. Yeah, I've got debonder. Ooh, the question is, do I have CA glue? Hold on. Here's a clicker. There's no way I don't have super glue. Well, here I go making a mess. No kidding. Well, okay, well let me grab some filament and see if I can make a shoe. Because that is the next best option, I believe. Hey, look, it's in the right color. Oh, that's not good. Some of them. Yeah. All right. Given the shocking lack of super glue. Oh yes, I really hope to use the AEBS in the hobby. I don't know what AEBS is, to be fully honest. Are you guys already started strong with the Mark IV? Okay, I know the Try on the Harrier, and I've seen the picture of the Mark IV, I haven't looked at the Mark IV yet, but those all look like wonderful, wonderful blasters. And part of me thought about picking up one of those to be my half dart Springer, but I just love my 3D printed blasters just a little bit too much to be able to let myself do that. How the hell? Cause see, I really just need. Oh wait, that's what I need. Tape. Of course. Old school tricks. Also, y'all cannot see my face right now because of the blaster, but rapid tape. Rapid tape will usually do ya. And you just need to make something a little bit more snug of a fit. One more. Just using painter's tape because it was, or masking tape, because it was what was on hand. You know, use whatever you have on hand. It's much better seated in there now. So now that's not going to jank around and be too wobbly and wild. Again, either on the next stream or at a later date, I will be doing a good tune fitment check of this guy. Come on, buddy. Automatic electric blaster. Ah, of course. Yeah, that would be cool to get. I know, shoot. So Bradley Phillips had some swanky looking thing. Probably, he usually gets the fancy stuff first. There we go. Will it prime? It will prime. It will catch. It will catch. And it will pull itself apart. Yeah, electric springers would be cool. I don't. I might convert from flywheelers. I don't know. That would be a consideration. Is this the last? Yep. So first time fit, everything's a little tight. That's going to be expected. So there's our bare bone Lynx, which I mean is fine. The normal Lynx look is fine. I just always think it could use a little help up front. It's just a little scrawny. So we've got these guys, and the thing is, I don't have the right screws to connect the two bits of the shroud, so that'll be a loose. Need to make a. Okay, he's gonna tune things now. That's fine. I might have one or two, so we might be able to just tack that guy together. Oh, wait. Forgot to put the dark guide in. You know, big bummer that this blaster is so incredibly difficult to work on. Pop my pen out. Yes, these pens. Hey, thanks. I guess, runner. Yeah, this will be a couple things back for me, I guess. I've done, I guess, what, two streams now? No, that is not where that goes. It goes in the. My brain power is astonishing today, boys. No, that is where that goes. What? Man, why am I struggling today? I just am. Yeah, it's good to be back a little bit. It's been a while since I've done really much of anything on the channel. Life changes and whatnot have to happen. But it's good to be back. It's good to, we'll probably get back to doing some more classic style videos at some point. But for now, live streams getting ready for some summer fun is the name of the game. Right now, I'm trying not to break my new blaster as I finish building it, and remember to put parts in. Yeah. So Stampede, of course, Power of Springer by Communities of Electric. Yeah, like I said. Electric powered springers could be very compelling. I would like to see what's done with them before I would commit to one very heavily. But that's just because, I don't know. I want to see what they can do. Oh man, I did get the short barrel. Huh. I don't know if I intentionally got the short barrel. Well, then I'm very glad I got the scar, because that'll still give me my orange tip. Even with the shroud? Hopefully even with the shroud. Wow, I am not firing at full cylinders. We are gonna take the rest of this stream easy, because this is the low pressure mod that we're not shell cutting. The only strafe I have right now. So take it easy. Sorry, just doing a quick check if. Well, I guess this will get the front end of the top half of the shroud on. Yes, also, I know I am absolutely thrilling entertainment tonight. Glad to be here though. Is that? Did I print the? No, I'm catching on the scar barrel. Just having a moment. Did I print the wrong front end? No. It's not very prevalent, but it is there. Let me try something. Where's that? This is the muzzle brake for the Strife. Yeah, we could run off another one of those if we wanted. Yeah, we can make things work. Okay. Went with probably the least tactical shroud from the Ender Saves the Day options. But given that this is it Mech Warriors related theme? No, it is not Mech Warriors related theme. So, okay, anyone who's missed it, I have not explained where the color scheme of this blaster comes from, yes. Yet. Because it is obviously not my normal color scheme. So Kelly is really going to town trying to figure out where it comes from. Which is quite fun. There we go. Okay, that thing looks pretty slick. Get these thumb screws back in to hold the barrel down. The gold's kind of overpowering though. I mean, did kind of need gold for the theme, but I could have also gone, if I had a less shiny gold, like Hatchbox makes a really nice kind of sandy gold PLA. It's not silk PLA, so it prints nicer on top of everything else. Let's see it down in there. So yeah, I've got the Auto Dart Scar Barrel. Because again, I did get the shorter barrel because if I'm leaning towards using this for HvZ, lower power is kind of a good thing. Oh, that is kind of a nice chunkier front end to hold, but of course, let's see how our seal is with the scar barrel. That's not terrible. I think our plunger rod's still a little tight back there. Again, tuning this guy will be a later project. Oh, I forgot to put on thumb mag release, of course, because much easier reloading, especially in competitive situations where if you're okay with a gravity drop, you can just gravity drop. For HvZ, I tend to like to retain all of my magazines and equipment, just because you're moving around such a big area. Yeah, I can get used to that. Again, the buttstock has the giveaway for the theme. Yeah, trusting it with a B scar would be really cool. It's just a lot. I mean, our hobby still isn't that huge, and so that's a lot of infrastructure. But I bet someone will do it at some point. The darks that, yeah. I wish more people did glow in the dark darts. They're so much fun. Ah, Pumpkin, that's where I Hopefully I'll be running a crooked cousin as the pump grip, but for now I've just got the very, very nice Ender Saves the Day one, which is really tight on here. I was trying to test fit for the stream and it is just needs a little cleanup, but it's really just tight in on this guy. Come on. There we go. That's enough in there for just to get a feel. Oh, that's pretty nice. It's gonna need some working in. Yeah, the bottom shroud is sitting kind of loose, but I don't think that's where a lot of that friction's coming from. It just needs to work through. I don't know, I like him. I think that's just the scar barrel being loose. Well, again, I'll go through and I'll tack the scar barrel probably just with a good super glue for seal. Honestly, that wouldn't go amiss at all. Just that break, which man fits right on there. So yeah, that might live there. That now. That actually gives a really nice. Kind of finishes out the aggressive profile. I don't know if I can work in that prime so it's nice and smooth. And shall we put some darts through it? I kind of would like to seal the barrel. Well, worst case it goes flying. Let's put some darts through it. I think it fed. Gonna need a shim in the back, got a little bit of wiggle space. Come on, baby. Alright. Here's one. Lost my magazine. There we go. Well, it doesn't seem like it's coming out with too much zip, so that might be a good thing. Or this thing really might need a tune-up. Regardless, probably be a. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, tomorrow's Thursday. I might not have to work on this till Saturday. Okay, Crony, let's see what the fifths are giving us. Ooh, 86. You know, if we're starting low, that could be a good thing. Definitely need that shim in the back. 112, so that's what we're aiming for. Dry fire. I'm doing something. I wonder if mag release is somehow too tight. I think the second or third time it's dropped. Mag release is really light. Let it drop, so I just have to look to see if there's one with a longer tooth. I'm trying to hit just under 120 for HvZ spec. 118. Okay, that's right about where I want it. This feels a little janky tonight. It is a little janky tonight. 123. Yeah. So, okay, it's hitting right where I won it 113. So I guess that was first 2 shots were outliers. 110. Fire, rack, tap. Use my pusher so far. Ooh. I think I've got a scribber. Yep. Yeah, okay, so I lost my scar barrel. Yeah. So the scar barrel is gonna need to be. I'm keeping that muzzle brake on it. It looks great. See what it's like. Don't look down the barrel of your blasters, kids. It's not safe. Get a couple without the scar barrel. Obviously that takes away the orange tip, but that bounced. It said 3,000. Not likely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know where the barrel comes out. So the scar barrel is a necessity, which is fine because I don't really think I would ever run this without it. And yes, I have the shorter barrel. I could get a longer barrel to play with. But for now, I'm pretty happy with that. And down in, yeah. Well, that's not good. The barrel fell out too when I put it down on the couch. Alright, well this guy's gonna need some more work, but I don't know. Should we keep working on the Lynx? It needs some parts. It needs some reprints on some parts. So I'm tempted to leave it for tonight and revisit when I've got those parts fresher. Ugh. But you know, initial testing, it's hitting right where we want it to, so that's good news. Spare bits are always appreciated. Thank you, Luke and Co. Whew. Sweet tea. All right, do y'all want to see the current status of the Strifle? Yeah, all right. So let's see where the current, it's currently in bits, but can assemble it real quick. So we can see where we are and where we're going a little bit. Why do you not want to go to your home? I hope this isn't a sign I should just call it a night. Why? This part fit lovingly right in here. Quite literally yesterday. Was I just trying to put it on the upside down? No. Oh. It's that little top spec guy. I'm cutting that guy off right this second. Because we do not need him. Little fake iron sight looking thing. Get out of here. You're annoying. Stand by. I'm purposely not talking to you about what's in my hands right now because it's in process. Oh, there's also the fact that that bit. That's why. Where is the... I'm sure I put it somewhere incredibly intelligent. But at the moment, this is where we're at. Yes, and we have, of course, barrel and what we just stole. Muzzle brake. Yeah, I'm just gonna put another one of those because that's an awesome little friction fit. Oh, excuse me. So, this is where we're at, roughly. We have successfully pulled off the, oh, we don't need those instructions anymore. Boop. We have successfully pulled off the half darkization of the strife. Oh man, come here. Ka-chow. Which was step 1 of this mod. Step 2 of this mod is on the well, there are several steps, part of which is designing a battery box to go back here and wiring it in a way we can still do that. Because this right here is barely longer than a normal strife, so it's easily one-hand wieldable. Obviously, my strifles usually have that very nice swoop nose design kit that I still really like. I just really like the look of. I'll weed those out in a second. I saw this kit on Facebook, and it's from an Etsy seller. Let me shout them out because I'll forget to do it later. I believe it is called the Piranha Kit. Yes, by EC Nerf. It's the Piranha Kit by EC Nerf. It's a really nice little stub nose body kit. Just kind of pulls it forward to a blunter nose because I don't like the regular strife kind of like curled in nose. It doesn't look very mean, doesn't look very aggressive. Not a fan, but this is nice and it's keeps it compact. Wow, these guys do not want to help. It keeps it short, which can be very nice. I mean, I love a long battle rifle, but with the half darts, I thought we would at least try the SMG. This worker inner barrel I will cut down at some point when I get to that part of this mod, but it is not where we are, and it's actually not even where I want to start tonight. I want to start tonight on this guy, on the remains of its older sister. Let me go grab that and a battery. So, pardon the jankiness. I did open her up to kind of familiarize myself with the ridiculous wiring harness that is this blaster. But I did plug everyone back in together because I realized I should probably test the current harness before I go messing with it. But ideally we're gonna transplant this flywheel cage and everything, and this solenoid pusher into the new shell. So we just kind of update this guy to be half dart, and then I can get in here and fix some things, like there was a lot of slop in the rev trigger, which I don't know where that rev trigger actually went, but hey, look, a stock Strife rev trigger. I'm a fan of the foam blast. Is it going to get painted? Of course it's going to get painted. Now whether or not that's going to happen before or after the HvZ is unknown at this current moment. So I figured we'd start the stream off just by plugging this guy in and seeing if she'll still run. So please don't explode. Cool. Let's do test one, just little flywheel rev. So flywheels go. The cage is 2019 End War Containment Crew cage with the End War Inferno wheels, which just look awesome, and Fang revamps that I got that at FoamCon. When I got it, I wasn't sure what they were going to go into, and that was of course back with my original Strifle Mark 1 that I ran at that End War, built and ran for that End War. But I did not in the moment realize that they were going to go into that blaster's replacement, and then about a day into End War, a mission into End War, I was already decided that that thing needed a redesign, because if for nothing else, the thumbhole stock was atrocious. And I think I can see one of the failure points of this. Yeah, so for this, in its current state, the solenoid cage is very much broken and busted. It's old. It's, I think, a 3-year-old print, so like it's fine. Just to point out, I'd have the sealed control board in here, and it runs off of this switch, which falls very nicely under your trigger finger in my current setup for your selection. So on the middle setting, when it's dead, it is the trigger is dead. However, this should be semi-auto. Very nice. And then we can flip it over to full auto for wonderful. All right, so it works. It's alive. It works. However, we're gonna gut her. Are we really? Or are we gonna? I haven't really looked in here, but this solenoid cage is broken in 1, 2, 3 places. Yeah. At the very least, that solenoid, because that's when I noticed this thing needed a rework, was the solenoid stopped feeding darts, and luckily that was at an event in which I didn't need to run it. I had just brought it, I was playing an NPC at a LARP, and so I brought blaster options. I ended up running my Winchester all game, and that ended up being the perfect blaster for the event and for the character. But yeah, so I knew that needed to be done, but I'm so glad that it looks like the flywheel cage is in good shape. A little dusty, but the wheels seem to be in good shape. The motor sounded fine. That's great. And the wiring harness still works, despite it being convoluted and old. So I'm gonna put this to the side, actually, and we're gonna address Little Miss 2.2 or 2.5. And I think we're gonna go about with some shell cutting and some more integration work, and we're gonna we're gonna try to get a solenoid cage. I did start this off stream, and also thank you to Builder BB for the jam door cover. I'm gonna reprint it cleaner, but it just fills in the gap for the mini strife and gives plenty of space for the flat rail, which this will have a flat top rail. I've got a couple reflex style red dot sights that I'm going to run on both of these blasters, just because point of aim, even though it seems like a little thing in Nerf, is an incredibly handy thing to have, especially in HvZ where you kind of need to conserve your ammunition. Sorry, I just noticed that the fitment on this magazine release isn't great, so I'm just gonna start by cutting it up there and seeing if I can't get myself focused a little bit, and the spring will spring. There it is. Okay. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna try to make some progress on this. So the interesting thing about this HvZ up at UMBC is not only does it have the kind of common starter limitation of 6-round capacity for all blasters at the beginning of the game, but it also has, they also are having a stipulation where you have to start with springers that are only 6 start capacity. I'm not sure, talking to my squad, I'm running with a, how are we organized? I guess we're technically a auxiliary aligned independent squad, but you know, bunch of auxiliary people organizing together, being, our sergeant keeps saying feral, and I mean, I prefer to think of us as hunters, but you know, feral squad's gonna feral squad. I'm undecided, all of this to say, I'm undecided whether or not I take on the first mission with the Lynx, or just with my pair of Sweet Revenges. Now in a perfect world, I'll have my long-awaited Devil Z concept pistol up and running. I've been trying to get that up and running on and off for better parts of a year now. Really just haven't dedicated the time to it. But I finally got his DVZ's MOSFET board, which should slim it down, because last time I was having just way too much friction on the slide. I started experimenting with extra return springs and stuff, and it just got messy. So for those of you who haven't seen the insides, tell us about the squad. All right, so we are running, I was running under the banners of the Rainbow Rattlers. I think we've got 8 of us that are going. It's kind of I know it's our sergeant and a bunch of his friends, their friends, sorry, with who are organizing it, and then you know, it's the kind of it's the auxiliary structure that those of us kind of are getting used to now. You know, Discord server organized. We get, you know, things come down the ladder from command to us, or rather to our sergeant, and then they get relayed to us in our server. And where is this? That's making contact right there. Yeah. Okay. But we are working on our organization and all the details. In fact, usually on Wednesday nights is when we have our kind of training boot camp briefings, but we don't have one tonight as our sergeant is away from home, which really are just Discord calls, because I think most of them are North Carolina people, but I'm down here in South Carolina, so in-person stuff is at least hard for me to do, but it'll be just fine, as I might end up running kind of solo a good bit of the time. I'm kind of the only person in the squad who likes to run kind of light and fast in an HvZ. A lot of them like to be kind of steady, hold the liners. Dare I use the term heavy? But as far as like, if you know the auxiliaries kind of standard loadout references, we've got mostly marksmen, sharpshooters, and heavies. I think all of our sharpshooters can double as Springer kind of line infantry loadouts. They're not so lightly equipped as to that to be unreasonable, but I'm kind of the only one who's got the intentional like light, you know, 7 mags, 3 ready, 3 reserve mags, just fast on feet style of hunter, which is how I like to play. So all that means is I kind of hope that they are able to meet up some in person and do some in-person drill. And if it's without me, that is kind of okay, because I will be our designated scout in the squad. And so because I run lighter than the rest of them, and so will be the one to, well, run ahead and probably die first. But that's the way things go in these games. And you know what? I'm gonna have a blast either way. Does this song sound like it's from Cuphead? Or no, not Cuphead, Duck Game is what this sounds like to me. I doubt it is from Duck Game, but get that same kind of vibe. That like trying to be a retro arcade game, but it's definitely a more modern produced game. Oh, that cut might have been too far. Yeah, just a little bit. I have to swap to the files soon. Probably should swap to the files, but I can always go back and reinforce this with some sculpting putty. So I'm running a solenoid strife. It's not like I'm worried about this thing being too heavy. Yeah. But you know, this is pretty standard order of operations for integration kit kinds of things. Just wiggling in closer and closer and closer to the spec. You know, general rule of thumb, cut away as little of the shell as you can. Live faster, die faster. Well, I might live fast and die fast. Quite a few reprints because this solenoid cage is getting beat up as I try to fit it in, so that needs a reprint. The Lynx needs some reprints. It'll be just fine because there's a good chance I won't be able to live stream till next week. Might try for next Tuesday. Wait, why am I trying that? I'm gonna record this part anyway. Where? Tell me where. Where do you not fit? Just there on that. Again, shout out to Ryobi for this X-Acto knife that has yet to cut me. It is wonderful. Alright. Getting in there. Where are we? The back there. Yeah, it's just back there. Okay. We are getting in there. Okay, just a bit there, I think. We might be almost there. I mean, of course, there will always be fine fitting to do. And like I said, I'm tempted to get it. I doubt anyone makes up any sort of non-printed version of this cage. It's probably expansive because it's a very niche build. There it goes. Now, got that flush to open up space, clean all that out. And then bam! Computer space. Yeah, just keep looking at some of these recent prints, and my support settings seem to be kind of not it. There's something in this corner coming up, is there? It's just a tight fit. If it's a tight fit, I can live with that. Just that corner right there. Just take just the slightest hair off that right there. That is a question that I think I've answered a while ago in like maybe on my like 1,000 subscriber Q&A or something. It of course is HvZ related. I used to be one of the game runners and game writers for an HvZ back when I was in high school. Which, man, that seems like a long time ago. Even though it wasn't really. Basically, Hound, which at the time I knew what the acronym stood for, and I'm sure I have it written down somewhere. It's some clever acronym about humans' resistance against an undead, whatever. Not to be dismissive of my own lore. Yeah, it was kind of my equivalent of kind of the, if you've watched any Captain Xavier story times, it was like his, the Black Knights, the Dark Knights or whatever, the NPC paramilitary force that helped the humans out, because we didn't have any modders who played the game besides me and one other guy. And so our game balance was kind of tricky at times, especially when it was kind of popular, because we would have a lot of people wanting to play, but then the horde would get very powerful. And granted, we would do, day-long mission-based games on the weekend, because high school. Residential high school, but still high school. Or boarding school, rather. So to help with that, me and a couple of my buddies and one of the teachers who was one of our admins and whatnot, kind of started a couple of times, I think twice, ran as the NPC paramilitary kind of characters to help the humans. And they were called Hound. And, I thought it's cool. I still think it's cool because hunting hounds and gotta love dogs. And so when COVID came around and I was bored, I needed something to do. I started this YouTube channel, and well, since I'm the CEO of Hound, and the couple times I've gone to things and organized my own squad, we've run under the Hound banner with my logo being our heraldry and whatnot. Because of that, I thought it was only fitting that the channel was named for that, as the armory of the humans organized against the undead. I genuinely, in this moment, cannot remember what the acronym was. It was one of those like SHIELD, where like, yeah, it had the right meaning behind it, but I really just wanted the acronym to be Hound. Sid. What was overnight? So, yeah. We didn't do overnight games, but we would usually do like a Sunday, because no one would have rehearsals and whatnot on Sundays. So we would run missions, you know, run a couple missions through the day, and that would be our game for the semester. And it was fun. It was a good time. And then once while I was in college, I just so happened to be home while I happened to be in town while they were running that game, and they let me come back as an NPC, which was a load of fun. I got to be the crazy scientist guy that they had to save. Also, I have a show tomorrow. I have to be very careful not to cut my fingers. The boss will be very, very upset. Concussion's bad enough. It's not really the easiest way I used to, or did I use? See, this is where my memory versus like my brain. Umbrella Corp. Yeah, kind of Umbrella Corp-ish. Yeah, same idea. Where's that knife? Wait, what is that thing? What does that thing be? Where's my box cutter? Huh. Well, this might be how I'm doing it. Well, I guess I could use the X-Acto. Not in there, is it? Group called Overwatch, yeah. Yeah, so that's cool. She volunteer to take the night shift. That's a cool role play consistency bit. Jeez, I don't know. I feel like that's how I did it last time. Also, scientists working on finding the cure. Yeah. It's a fun trope to have in an HvZ game, especially when you need like a pivotal NPC. Either that or like, I don't know. I always wanted to write a game kind of Hunger Games-ish, but like, it's not right, but where there's like some kind of corporation or something, so you have NPCs who are like the shot callers, and then you can have your organizations start to be kind of not against the human players, but very like on team number 3. And then as things fall apart because zombie apocalypse and narrative, you have your professional soldiers kind of become more and more friendly and more available to the human players, which I feel is just a fun kind of layer to a narrative to add in. But I am not in the position to run HvZs at the moment or write them, so just get to go play on occasion. I'm glad the UMBC game is working out for me, because I did not want to go another summer where I did not get to go to any nerfing events, because that was really not fun last year. Oh, I promise I'm being careful about not cutting my fingers off. I'm just trying to start the process of cleaning up the strife. time is it? It's 10. I've been going for 2 hours. Yeah. I'm going to try to clean up these script scales a little bit, and then the players start with nothing, and blasters and ammo are scattered. Ooh, kind of like a... God, I hate to use the term, but like a battle royale style. That'd be cool. Kind of has a chance of being a very short game. I do like, I haven't played many of them like this, but I do like the whole you have to unlock blaster types and whatnot. Adds a nice kind of, adds that resource gathering element to the game without it, without you literally having to supply the players with blasters and whatnot. Just, it'll benefit some people, because some people will, hell, I know people who run nothing but a Springer pistol, whether it be hammer shot, 2 hammer shots, or it be a Chronos, or whatnot, and nothing else. Heck, I think, didn't like Brett run just a Maverick at Indoor one year? Like, you can do it. And so on one of those games, like, it doesn't punish people who like to play with bigger, more complicated blasters, but it rewards the people who like running with the simple blasters, which is cool, and I appreciate it. Oh, for reference, I'm just trying to start roughing this texture off with the knife. It's going really hard. I'll probably take a shower with my Strife multiple times, of course, because wet sanding in the shower is the way to go. But I'll just wet sand most of it off. It's just a little bit quicker to chunk out a good portion of it with the blade, if you can, without gouging too deep into the plastic. But again, I think I used like a ratchet style box cutter last time I did this. Balance something like that. It depends on what you're balancing for. If you're balancing it for pure game balance, you actually have a lot more control, because you control exactly what blasters are available. But balancing it for the fun of the humans is a little bit harder. I mean, I think Nuke Lana, the Fallout LARP I've been blessed to be able to attend, has a really good system of you can use whatever blaster you want, but you supply it yourself, and you have to buy it in game with caps. So whether it be you start with so many caps, and you start with an amount where you can buy in your starting equipment, basically. But you're probably not going to have anything fancy your first game, because you're new to the wasteland and you only have so many supplies. But even after one weekend, you might have found ways to get your hands on enough caps that you could bring stuff and buy it in later that weekend, or even when you come back the next game, you could be plenty rich enough to bring in whatever you think you can. But it's that kind of in-game currency that allows for that game balance. Outlawing ammo and providing all the ammo for the event. Yeah, that's another interesting way to get that kind of LARPy, more RPG game balance with that kind of resource management, is by controlling the ammo. Because, like, again, with Nuke Lana, Fallout LARPs, post-apocalyptic LARPs, ammo, like, yeah, you can buy in a blaster, sure, and you know, I know Captain Xavier's talked about this because he plays in a post-apocalypse, but like ammunition's where it's hard. That's why, like I said, I took my Shrapnel Mark II the first time I went to New Atlanta as the NPC, but like if I was carrying like the loadout to run that effectively, which I would have had the ammunition for as an NPC, because it's one of the ways the game runners supply people with ammunition is with the NPCs. When you die, when you get pickpocketed, whatever, it's really easy. It doesn't take a high skill for people to scavenge ammunition off of you, and there usually aren't too many people who have like the ammo making skills in game, and so to run like these hopper fed rival stuff, proton packs, anything with a high rate of fire, it gets really expensive. And so if you do that with an HvZ, kind of like with some of the competitive game styles where like you're only allowed so many darts per team, it puts you in a spot where you're really kind of stuck to picking your shots and being careful. Sometimes it depends on how much ammo you give them and how many players you have and all that balance, but like you've got to make it count. And again, it will affect, you know, I bet if you do that, not many people are going to want to, especially if people get used to that, not many people are going to want to run full auto blasters of any sort. You know, because you only have so much ammunition, you need to conserve it. And that's why this is kind of my only blaster I would run full auto. But it's got the fun switch. It will go full auto when I need to just dump a mag on a line of zombies, but I think I've used it built to purpose. I mean, sometimes just for fun you run it full auto, especially more competitively, but I mean, you run it semi-auto because you don't dump all your ammunition before you might need it. So I don't know. It's cool. I would definitely get behind an HvZ that was very specifically limiting on its ammunition. And that's where like I think a lot of people don't take into account that like a lot of HvZs don't let humans pick up ammo off the ground. Some do. A lot of smaller games will, but a lot of these invitational games won't let you do that, and it's to make that resource game actually part of the game, and get that game balance in there. Sorry to anyone who's not interested in my random ramblings about HvZ game design and LARP game design, but I guess that's what I'm talking about tonight. So kind of round out what work I think I'm good to do tonight. Has anyone figured out the color scheme on the Lynx yet? Or is that going to be a next stream thing to figure out? Here, show it to y'all again before we wrap up. So main colors are okay. I went gray because I try not to put any black on my blasters, but the color scheme is green and black with red accents and sometimes gold. I'm excited for this thing. This thing's gonna be so much fun once I get it up and running well. And again, I think that muzzle brake just looks mean. I'm here for it. And you know, my crooked cousin, which is just the white out crooked cousin, but that will kind of go with anything. Man, I love that grip package. Such a pain to balance something like, yeah, but it'd be really fun if you could get the balance right. I'm glad you think it's interesting. I'm just rambling. I haven't played a whole lot of HvZ, but I've played enough, and I've written 2 games, and seen how game balance can be. And of course, I'm a GM, so game balance is not something I am unused to considering and thinking about. It's just a fun little thought experiment, and something I think it's worth keeping in mind as a player, just because it's really easy to get frustrated when, like, you know, like for the UMBC event, oh, the HvZ's 1 day, and I can't use TF2 node is not Titanfall 2. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this event's the HvZ is only 1 day. Oh, I can't just use my fancy blaster for this. It's like, well, no, because the horde has to start somehow. And I bet the unlocks, because the set for the unlocks at the UMBC are 6-round springers, and the first tier of the unlock is 6-round anything or infinite capacity springers. So break out your proton pack fed rival burns. But from there, and then there's a second tier, which is just any blaster, any capacity, electrics. I don't think they're allowing any kind of pressurized thing. Because I was thinking about getting my hands on some of the green gas shells that, what's his face? Old Fusion Designs been designing Nerf adapters for the what is it, the Pico blooper. I think I've still got a can of green gas sitting on a shelf somewhere from when I used to play airsoft before I found the glory that is nerfing. Just definitely worth playing around. Also, he just released the Flycore idea is really cool, and I really like the look of the blasters that have been designed around the Flycore thing, but I hate that they're full auto only. And so the fact he just released a version of his C96 Mauser looking thing that's got the out of dart solenoid in it, so it's semi-auto, but like micro switch crispy semi-auto. It's really nice. That's definitely a build that is on my list to do sooner rather than later, because the DVZ concept pistol is a really cool design, but it's got the heel mag release, which is really cool. It's a compliant mechanism. It's really slick. But not my preferred reload style on a sidearm. There's a whole reloading theory. I don't remember if I made a video on reloading theory or not, but yeah, and like what kinds of reloads to do when and which ones to practice. Yeah, it's a whole thing that I could talk about later. If that's a video y'all want to see, let me know, and I will. Also, with any luck, there will be a hangout stream in a week or so, hopefully, where it's just me getting used to my new gear setup and practicing transitions and reloads and whatnot, because that shit is important. Twitter community, yeah. So Nuclana started allowing airsoft at a lot of their events, which is cool. I haven't been to one since they started doing that, because because some of the realism you can get with airsoft is really cool. In the milsim sort of way. But yeah, Dartsoft, Nerf Dartsoft has a really great community, much better community than the Airsoft, and I like the fact that it's pretty kid friendly, but we also push the boundary to do the higher level stuff, so it's kind of a cool, yeah, and it's a tinker community, which is the best thing because it keeps me sane, and that's gonna be a hole I have to patch right there. Which, why is that hole even there? It's fine. I've got sculpting putty. Well, I am running out of spoons for the night. We did some progress on this, which is really what I wanted to do. Got good progress on that done. I have reprints to do. We got the Lynx built. Just needs to be tuned and made happy with its existence, and then it's going to be a great blaster. Do like the look quite a bit. Again, the gold is really eye-catching. I'm not certain if I'm sold on it or not. I think it might look better with white. At some point when I get another spool of white, I might have to just print that piece off in white to see if I like that better. Other than that, yep, can't play airsoft with your daughter. Yep, that's definitely, yeah. Oh, so yeah, I'm down here in South Carolina at the moment. I have not been able to make it to any SCNC events, and I doubt I will. And I might have to look at the calendars and see. I have gotten a ton done this stream, which is great because I felt the need to make some progress. This is definitely going to be more than ready by the time I head up to Maryland. I hope this guy is functional and usable. Paint might be another question entirely. But it might not. There's going to be a whole stream dedicated to doing the wiring up in this guy. I am not doing the wiring harness the same way I did it in the Mark II. Let me test one thing, because I can't remember. Oh no, I can't do that because the switch for the trigger. Yeah, it's plugged into the control board. Yeah, so there's two boards. There's the MOSFET board, which is where the power runs through, and then it's connected to the fire control board on this setup, which, yeah, there's a whole thing. Yeah. And so like the rate of fire on this board is actually very, very adjustable. You can move a pin jumper to either a high, medium, or a low setting, and then from there there's a potentiometer, there's a PWM to fine adjust it. So I think right now I have it set on, it's either the absolute highest rate of fire or it's on the high setting with the lowest setting on the potentiometer. So it's still high enough to justify flipping the switch, but it's not a complete hose. But I've got a feeling it's on the complete hose setting, because like, why wouldn't it be? But you know, we'll play with that once it's in its new body. Oh, did I not rename this stream to number 2? I did not rename this stream to number 2. I put a new title on it though. At least I think I did. Yeah, let me fix that. Look, what are you talking about? It's been called number 2 since the beginning of this stream nearly 3 hours ago. What are you talking about, Bookcraft? yeah, again, I'm not a fan of full auto, especially for HvZ, but again, the spray switch is there. Yeah, we can definitely say it's because we're number one. It's definitely not because that's the one thing I overlooked because I was setting up the stream while I was cooking myself dinner. Hey, we're all human here. Yeah, I'm excited to get this guy together. Again, I really like, for one, the mini Strife kit is surprisingly easy to throw together. It was a little nerve-wracking. You definitely want to take your time and be cautious with it, but it's not a hard build by any means. But I'm really liking how tight and svelte this guy is promising to be, despite him being a little chonk with, you know, the solenoid. But again, it sits right above your hand, so you don't notice the weight much. It's gonna be slightly back weighted because I'm gonna put the battery in the stock. Yeah, I had that kind of sidecar battery box on the Mark II. That was my one kind of ergonomic gripe, is that just made the whole blaster so bulky in a thick way, and like, I'll put that cage near that door. The battery door I ended up using because of, I put all the electronics right here, which, oh my gosh, does this require like adjustment of the, oh man, doesn't need that to be more work. Anyway, it's not a small battery door by any means, but it's not that noticeable because again, I'm right-handed, so it's on the far side of the blaster for me. But having the extra like 2 inches of battery box on the left side just was really not. Hey Fox, you picked the absolute maybe best time to join the stream because I am starting to wind it down. But again, the VOD will be right back up. So if y'all want, you can go back and rewatch the whole thing. All right, for the new people. Also, because if someone guesses it, it'll drive Killy nuts, and I think that will be funny. Lynx. This is what we started the stream building out. This Lynx. It is not my normal color scheme, obviously. However, it is a themed build based on a sci-fi series, which is as much as I've been able to confirm so far. No one has yet guessed what the theme is. Next stream I will definitely have the extended butt plate on, which will have the emblem that should hopefully give it away, at least give a better clue. In the last couple minutes while I'm still here, can anyone guess the theme? Just because it would drive them nuts, and I think it will be very, very funny. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm just gonna start to work in. Yeah, definitely the next one. I think Tuesday is maybe Sunday night, but I think Wallcom streams on Sundays, so that'll be. You know, I try not to have us nerfing people conflict. It's not Warhammer 40k, it's not Halo, it's not Titan. That is very true. Guesses. Yeah, maybe Sunday night if I can't remember if Wallcom streams Sunday or not. I haven't looked for his streams in a while. Most likely Tuesday night will be the next stream over here, and we'll get to maybe plink with this guy a little bit, finish tuning him up, and maybe start to fit stuff into the Strifle Mark 2.5 shell, which is the I just had you, which is this little number, which will be the new HvZ based flywheel primary of mine. Light is quite intense right there on there. So, last call. Any guesses on the color scheme before we call it a night? Give y'all a second. Yeah. Also, I guess in this moment I can plug. I will be at UMBC's HvZ Invitational. Obviously, as the stream title, which definitely has said number 2. Yeah. All right. I will be interested to see. It is not related to Apex. That would fall into Titanfall, I believe. Yeah, I figured this would be a stumper, but I kind of thought someone was going to guess it. Seasonal. It's not something that's seasonal. It is something that has been existent and finished, actually, for a while. However, it has recently gotten a new lease of life. And I think there's going to be a new release under the title this year or next year, I think. Almost at the 3-hour mark now. That will be my sign-off tease for anyone who wants to figure it out for next stream. All right, so if no one's got any more guesses, I hope everyone has a good night. And my last hint will say that this color scheme for the blaster comes from a setting and a entity. Yeah, something old but new. This comes from an entity in which projectile weapons are not very popular. And so this would be an oddity in that setting. No, it is not Stranger Things. Interesting guess, though. I will leave you all with that last hint. And I hope you all have a wonderful night and probably a wonderful weekend. I will see you all next time.